incomprehensible.
I mean, it's incomprehensible because you aren't from an academic background, so it does read like a whole bunch of gobbledygook in that regard, but you can read it.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was wondering. Alright, cool.
You understand that it's language. You don't know what the fuck
And any attempts at parsing this book will require an investigation or a Arcana check. Because if not, it will all just sound like a lot of technical term to you.
Technobabble.
Yes.
Something like that.
I have to ask because I can't remember if I was told this out or in game. Do we know of the experiment that took place with the moon being frozen and then exploding?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, we do know that.
I think Oswin told you guys.
I thought so, but I couldn't remember if it was just like a conversation we had until it's been like a couple months. So it's like I couldn't remember exactly.
Yeah, so you guys know the outcome of the experiment.
Yeah, so maybe not be in that room.
Well, it took out the whole top part, technically.
Maybe not be in that top part.
Who has these books?
Let's see. So anyone that So Alora has
35 or
it,
up.
Keenan has it, and Anushka has it.
Anyone that got below 40 or so?
Actually, it would be 50. So you as well.
Oh, come on!
Just
Yeah, some of you
not
guys are just below the tier of being valuable.
Just
Yeah,
barely. Yeah,
yeah.
they gave me like a hand-me-down one, like the corner.
That sort of is what it is. Like those of you that aren't Anushka, like Anushka, you have a prim copy. Like this one was given to you. The rest of you have like hand-me-downs or leftovers. Like, oh yeah, we printed like 300. We gave out 289. Here are the remaining 11.
Yeah,
So
there's
they're
like
not
a
meant for you.
copy-
They're just given to you.
There's like a copy
Just
circle
feels
on
like
the
to
on
be
the
part of the
cover.
1%.
There's a few typos.
It's 7%.
Yes, 1%. Yeah. Yes, I'm on the top tier of society now. Woof.
Your top 7% of your house.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
You
I
son
will.
of a
I
bitch.
think
She
Anushka
will.
would be a Hufflepuff.
Oh, yeah.
No, it should be a Slytherin.
No, she's not evil enough.
No.
She's
Yeah,
not evil
no.
enough for
Yeah,
that.
She's
the
into like
building.
nature and shit. It would be Hufflepuff.
Anyways. So yeah, the research assistant, I'll call him the head research assistant, HRA. Like, gives you guys another once over. Still is a bit exacerbated about your guys' apparent drunken status. Alright. Think we're all good. Now, yes. Now, so get to it. I don't know what responsibilities you've been assigned to, but I know none of you were assigned just standing around doing nothing. Oh. If you see or get wind that the Academy's special guest is saying the next room over or something, I would do my best to try to avoid going in. That likely means Amaric or Headmaster Sakani is with her. Most likely. And honestly, from what I've heard about her, you don't want to catch her attention anyways. But if it can't be helped, it can't be helped. He taps like the handbook very like diligently, like this is most important.
Right. What was her name again? I can't remember.
Ugh, gods. Rolls for nerd.
Rolls for nerd.
Rolls for nerd.
Gotta ask.
What was that? Tashiana. That's her name.
Oh, right.
So if you ever hear that name, well, you heard what I just said.
No, it's
Go on.
Ever hear that name? Run for the hills. Gotcha.
Speaking of names, right, Crash, there are quote-unquote guards around.
Yep. Civilian guards are present. They patrol. They stand at attention at certain junctures, stuff like that. They don't hassle you guys. They look a lot more immaculate and impressive and noble in this current day and age. Which is to say, they're not void corrupted.
Pardon me asking, but remind me, because these fellas, who's in charge of them right now?
Well, of course, this is Jillian Prime.
Right.
Are you okay?
Actually, if you don't mind, do you have one of those hangover cures?
He gives it to you. I applaud your honesty, although I can't say the same for all of you guys' temperance.
Well, trust me, I'll be picking a different backup next time.
How wise of you.
Oh,
And I'm sorry, what is your own name? He gestures at only you, Alexander, because he doesn't trust the rest of them.
mhm.
Oh,
What's
my
my name? What's my name?
Oh, gods.
Oh, you've done it.
Eugene P. Hufflebottom. Sound familiar? Yes, those Hufflebottoms.
I can't say it is.
Ugh.
My apologies,
How would it be to
Eugene.
not laugh?
Wisdom save.
Oh,
Hold on.
Please roll a wisdom save to not laugh. But
Oh.
that being said,
Oh, and I
Eugene,
was
can you please roll me an intimidation?
Do we have to roll a save for cringe because of Holy Grail?
Yeah, that's what the wisdom saves are. Though.
Of course, it's the two lowest ranking ones that fucking
Yeah,
roll the worst.
that tracks.
My apologies, student Hufflebottom. If you need to be reassigned, then let me know. Just ask for Quincy, and I'll see what can be done.
I suppose I'll stay down here with these layabouts for a bit. I mean, someone has to kick him in the rear end, right?
He nods at that.
I thought of that.
You both end up
And the
nodding.
job
It's like
nods
that fucking gift where it's like
Yes.
You just keep looking around. There's another guy nodding.
you see a Sejelian guard over there nodding.
Well, best get to it. Work to be done.
Indeed. Best of luck in your part of the experiment, Eugene and company.
You as well.
And begins walking off.
As you were.
As you were. Look, do you actually say that?
No.
Okay.
Do it, coward.
Yeah, I do. Fuck it.
He
Yeah,
just
Eugene
looks at
does.
you and like tugs at his like scarf, which you get the feeling that he's higher ranked than you from the
Yeah, no,
offense he
absolutely.
takes- the offense he takes at that as you were, Eugene, and the rest of them. And then he begins walking off.
Like, what the fuck was that?
Can I look around and see if there's someone that looks actually hungover in the room?
One more perception, or instead of wisdom, use charisma,
Oh, all right.
as they would be
That's a
social
big
stealthing
fat-
to not get noticed.
It's big fat +0
I just got 20.
I scout with you.
plus proficiency, right? So.
Manon, you can make your own roll. I think you're probably gonna be a bit better than him on the social perception.
I was gonna say,
Hey.
what's
Yeah.
the roll again?
So it'll be your perception. So if you have proficiency or expertise in perception, add that plus your charisma, but
Oh,
not your wisdom.
Okay,
Forgot the guy.
okay. It's gonna take me a second.
14.
Charisma.
14.
Do I have expertise in perception? I do, which is your
It'll be double. So it'll be plus 8.
yeah. 3 plus 8. I think I did it right.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So Keenan, you've been looking around, and
Oh,
like
fuck,
everyone
I did.
seems pretty like nose to the grind, pretty studious. Manon, there's totally a guy that just went around that bookshelf area over there who's went to the like research journal section from like 100 years ago. And you don't think that any of the research that needs to be investigated right now is 100 years ago old? So you're just like, no, he's trying to hide.
And I will like, I like grab Keenan's arm and be like, this way.
All right.
Yeah, you guys begin moving together, I assume.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, there are two Sejoin guards, one to your guys' left and one to your guys' right, who are just sort of both posted up on the large corridors that lead down. Both of them lead down, but there's one to the left, one to the right. And the one that was nodding earlier at the Eugene, someone needs to like lay about. He like looks at you guys and just nods, like acknowledgingly.
Not back.
Yeah, these guys have a lot more humanity to them at current, at least on the surface.
You
So,
have
you
a
guys-
smile, kind of like a knowing what happens later. A little, there's genuine like sympathy in the smile. I think there would be. However, he decides to read that is his business, I suppose.
Let's find out. They are not training insight. It's a rough day today. A lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
I will say, as you guys sort of veer to the right, which is where the drunkard person is, to Alexander and Keenan, that trail, that like coalescing light, actually does change direction from the left corridor to the right corridor. So it does move location in relativity to where you guys are.
Oh, so it's like almost like a camera focused on us in a way.
To a degree.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So
you
who's the
guys.
drunk?
Yeah, you guys move over to another. This is like sort of like a U-shaped, or like a. Imagine like a rectangle, but one of the sides is missing. Like it's like a dead end corridor sort of area of bookshelves and stuff like that. And as you guys like pull up on this one guy who's like in the middle of holding a book, like reading it, but you could tell it's like trying to like stay awake in class. Like he's like teetering up and
Like
down.
squat up on him.
Yeah. You guys don't even need to like sneak up on him. You guys just sort of pull up on him, and then he like realizes that it got suddenly a little bit darker, and then he turns around like a sort of daze and stupor. Oh!
Without
Like-
saying anything, I just hold up the hangover cure, give him a nod.
Roll me your charisma.
That's a big fat
Manon
zero.
is standing beside him, smirking, arms crossed.
Hey, not bad.
He gently goes and like puts the book away and takes it, uncorks and drinks it, and you could just see like this like burden get pulled off. I'm like, oh, I needed that.
Yeah, I can tell.
Thanks for that, friend.
So,
I was gonna puke my guts all over the research floor.
is that
Oh, did you
bad?
guys need stuff from here, by the way?
To be honest with you, I haven't really been paying that close attention to what's been going on lately, so
You and me both.
kind of hoping you could.
Oh.
Alright, so
Oh.
you can't fill me in?
I mean, he pulls out his own research handbook. Like, we could go over this together. Like, it'll be a good study hall.
Do you mind if I bring along my compatriots over there?
The ones that are standing like 5 feet behind you.
Yeah,
You never go with that.
I mean, sure. I think they could just hear us anyways, though. Hello. He waves at you guys awkwardly.
we don't technically have anywhere we're supposed to be, so if you want to be
Well,
not
that
where you're
definitely not
supposed
the
to be-
fucking case. That is not the case. I can tell you that. He like goes to grab you and like look at your like ascot, like your scarf area, to like look at your designation. He actually does make contact with something, so you guys are in this like half space between reality and past. Let's see. You guys are. He gets like a grimace on his face. Ooh. You really want to go start reading this? He taps the book awkwardly with like a sheepish, like pained grin on his face. You're on the conjuration wing. So you're gonna be right under Sakani's nose when things start kicking off. Are you all on the conjuration wing?
Yes.
Oof. He like groans, like someone punched him. Yeah, you guys better get reading on this.
Cliff notes.
Oh, okay. You want to go through this together?
Look to the group. Look to Manon. Like nod.
Manon's like nodding, like yes, help. She's like, oh.
I want to like try and get Alessander and Anushka's attention specifically. Just as like while the
Mhm.
nerd boy, Hufflepuff.
That's all
there
of you.
go.
I'll take it.
Those two specifically, because I said Tertiana. Those are the only other two here, though. Oh, wait, right. NPCs are here. Fuck, I forgot about that. They can pipe it if they want. She just wants to like ask him. It's like, do we want to go and find someone else?
Well, I don't know. We were brought here for a reason. I imagine we need to at least investigate whatever this is. Kind of smacks with the back of his hand his little pamphlet book thing.
I mean,
Pebble book thing.
sure, you guys can. That's an.
This must be the doing of the lunar fracture. So there must be a reason for it.
Hmm.
Aside from saving us. She looks off and away at some thought that clouds her mind. Saving us.
Where's your mind at?
Actually, isn't the
Nothing.
time? It's his
Now's
face
not the time.
here is.
Well, the time might not exist later.
So, does that mean we wouldn't have the chance to research around for a little bit?
I frankly have no clue.
How long is it until the experiment? We might have time.
Looks towards Hangover Kid. Huh.
Hangover Kid's talking with the stalkers right now.
I'll look through the pamphlet. Does it say it
Yeah.
Roll me investigation.
What is
Arcana?
actually in there?
This is an Arcana. This is a research note, not a magical note. This is a
Gotcha.
timetable note.
Cool. Nope. 11.
There are a lot of times in here. It's hard to
Those are
say.
numbers.
A lot of
Well, as
times.
As he's flipping through fruitlessly, he will say, "Well, if it's anyway, it has to be in here, right? It's a primer for the whole kit and caboodle."
Apparently.
Let me take a look. Boy, just holds out her hand.
Anishka's gonna give over hers. There's no point.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, she has proven very competent at researching.
Delva like sidles up next to her and looks over her shoulder, and she like sort of detects him before without even seeing him. She just moved it a little bit more to the right and a little higher so they could both look.
Oh,
She's learning.
friendship.
She's beginning to believe.
That's good.
Yeah. Do you find anything?
She like begins paging through it with Delva, and then like she like hands it over to him and begins walking around looking for a clock in the room. And she does find one. There's a large one at the opposite end of the, or at the far end rather, opposite where you guys spawned in. Opposite of that. She comes back. We have 5 hours.
Right. Well,
Huh.
Let's get cracking then.
I think that's a good. Should we?
What are we investigating though?
Yes, exactly. Should we pick what we're going to do and just narrow in?
Do you want to find out more about Sakane? Do we want to find out about the crime? Do we want to find out about the experiments?
I mean, Sukani has some gear that can do it. That doesn't get me killed.
Shrug.
I think we should wait for our friends over there to stop talking to that hangover kid, and maybe we can stop planning.
Meanwhile, Hangover Kid. He rolls for nerd stuff. He rolls very well for nerd stuff.
This man will get a good.
So Manon and Keenan, you guys are talking with this former drunk or hungover student, or research assistant rather, and he painstakingly like goes over all the details and responsibilities you guys have as part of the conjuration wing or department rather, and you realize as he's going through it that the book is divided into like department sections. And the conjuration one is actually the first one, and it's also the thickest one. So it's a bit like painful. It's a bit tooth pulling as he begins going over like the general procedures. Like he himself isn't a conjuration, but part of the same team as you guys. He's a part of the abjuration department. So his work will be a lot more involved in like the wards and making sure everything goes right. Whereas you guys will be the ones conjuring in the Moonlight, if that makes sense, and locking it down.
Right.
Let it be known to Manon, who you are not a mage, this is basically above your fucking head.
Manon is
To
like
Oriana, who is not a mage in the
leaning
slightest.
into fucking because who has a book? Keenan has a book, right?
This guy also has a book as well.
Manon's looking over someone's shoulder and is just like, oh fuck.
It's
Shouldn't
just
say
you
that,
two
but
talking
she
to this
thinks
guy
it.
right now, so everyone else is having a discussion on planning. But yeah, he goes over the general details. The top down of it is, yes, you guys are the ones that will be sort of going to and conjuring the Moonlight so that it can get wrapped. But there's a lot more nuance than just calling it, right? It's not like you guys are going to flip a switch and it's going to show up there. No, it's like a 30-step process to draw, and then it's like sort of like lightning. You guys are gonna sort of draw a pathway in the air for it to follow, And it's that pathway that will connect to a series of other nodes, which will activate the trapping mechanism for it. And then that trapping mechanism has to be taken and duplicated across time and space so that it will be spatial or temporally held as well. And you guys are the ones that are going to be doing the brunt of that.
Oh boy.
Easy.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of like, yeah, you guys are not having the fun part. But you guys will be in the close-up action for the prestige involved in that.
Considering the end result of it, I don't want to be that close.
Maybe we can prevent it.
Feel like that's probably where the aim is. I don't know how well it's gonna go.
All of you roll me your perception, by the way.
I
Okay.
can.
This is
use
not
one
visually
down
based.
range.
Oh.
And don't suck. I'll suck, in fact.
Fucking did you cheat? God damn it. God damn it, you cheat. To Keenan. And only Keenan.
Hey, yo.
I know, what a rare thing, Fred. As you guys are like just sort of like talking with this guy and he's finishing up and you guys are gonna regroup with your company. You hear the sounds of movement above you. And when you look up, there's not like a second floor to this room. It's a really tall, vaulted ceiling room, but there's not a second floor.
Do you guys look up or?
Yeah. I would look up and try to locate the source of the sound.
You look around, you don't see anything. You do like see like I guess like the dregs of dust and stuff kicked up, like things like sort of like falling onto where you guys generally are, because like it just sort of like flies back and forth like a feather. This is pretty clean though. Otherwise,
And it sounded like, what kind of sound was it?
there was like a series of like crystal chandeliers above you. It sounded like one of those being rattled, but there's no wind in here. There's no open window.
Oh.
I imagine as Keenan looks up, Menel would also look up, but
Don't say anything.
I looked to our kind, helpful instructor here. I'm like, do we have a pest problem?
Huh? What was that?
With chandelier. You didn't hear that?
No, he looks up. Oh, is there a bird or something? I got him.
Yeah, I
Any
heard
bad?
something.
I don't say anything. Yeah, maybe someone was just moving something. He throws a thumb over his shoulder. Like, the next room over, some shakes happened? I don't know. He was, like, looking around. Maybe it's a good omen. Maybe, like, a daemon or something is kicking around.
Right.
So, do you guys think you have a bit of a better grasp on this now?
Way better
Please say
than
yes.
before, at least.
Good enough for me.
We're going to find out quickly that we don't.
as much as we are going to get.
Well, that's good enough. Again, I'm not exactly from your guys' department, so they'd probably be a bit more educated on going you through the procedures and so forth here. But hopefully this will at least get to where you gotta go. And speaking of going to go, I gotta go. He taps the book, my own stuff I gotta handle. But best of luck to you, and hopefully Sakane isn't too mad today.
I just
Like,
sort
fingers
of
crossed.
race an imaginary glass and he's sort of like, yeah, toast to you, friend. And
He reciprocates it. It's quite clear that it's a bit out of nowhere, but he does it anyways to not feel awkward. But he ends up looking awkward as he does it, so...
What a nerd move.
Mission accomplished.
Welcome to the nerds. So yeah, this guy leaves and you guys reconvene and go
See,
over.
the big brain is, if he's awkward, he'll hurry away.
He does hurry away. You're 100% accurate on that. So yeah,
Looks to Keenan, like, did you understand any of that?
Enough, but it's not really. Maybe we'll see.
It's good enough.
Remember?
I'm
when
assuming
I-
you guys share the details.
Yeah.
Under no
This is
circumstance.
what
Kidding.
If this is what I think it is, then this is already a done deal. But anyway.
You okay? You just fucking threw up on the.
He needs my hangover
I thought you weren't alcoholic.
Um, just out of curiosity, do any of you see that sort of wisping? And he kind of like traces in the air that like white moonlight fog stuff he was seeing collect earlier and go off in the.
I
Was that-
did catch that, yes.
As
Well,
the two of them
yes.
pointed out, yeah, you guys been noticing it as well. Wisp is actually a really good word for it.
Well, that
Does it look like it's
seems.
going in a particular direction at all? Or
One of
just
the main
sort of
corridors.
stagnant?
Yeah. I don't know who this Tertiana might be, but if Takani is here,
It's a wizard.
yes, that'd be him. If he ain't as powerful as he gonna be later, I don't see any, voided, corrupted sigillions around.
Oh
This
my
might be a
God.
better opportunity to take him out than before.
I just realized, is Selena with us?
You guys' goal?
Celine?
He is, funnily enough.
Is she just like a
She's
really
just
big
Literally, that's the thing. No one has noticed her.
If we look in the mirror and like point it at her, what does she look like?
She's not there.
What?
Oh,
Huh.
Do people just walk through her, or just like passively walk around her without noticing?
I mean, she doesn't try to get in their way, I will say that.
yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Okay,
Yeah,
well, I guess that makes
no one-
sense. There's some way to hide that.
Selena, darling, do you have any insights here?
We are somewhere in the past. I imagine the reason why I have no presence like all of you is that I already exist here. Somewhere.
So is that why Sigillian Prime doesn't show up?
Perhaps.
No.
That's the likely reason why we haven't seen him yet.
It does make me wonder if he has the same consciousness. Made
You're cutting out a whole bunch.
Oh, that's fucking joyous.
Closer to your mic.
I am. It's my bloody internet. It's
better.
just being shit lately.
I mean, you're fine
Let's
now.
see.
It's- I heard all that.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What did I even say? Is there chances that he would be conscious like Celine is, or
I was wondering
and
the same
likely to
thing.
come after us?
Vasa just chimes in. I'm wondering the same thing.
Hmm. And if so, how likely is it he's going to come after us? If we've only
Well,
got 5
given that
hours to
we don't
figure out what's going to
exactly
happen.
look like ourselves, at least to them. There's open. If we
True.
really are in the past, then this might be a prime opportunity to set things on the right path.
Assuming that our
And
actions
I
here
am-
actually do affect the future.
Indeed.
Right.
Seems
And I'm not going
Sakani's
to
not
lie.
a baby at this time. This would have been a whole lot
Considering
easier.
they've mentioned him a couple times, I don't
Hmm.
think he's a wizard baby.
I'm not
They
gonna
did
lie
say
though, I
he's
would-
increasingly mad. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Anushka. Apologies.
Oh,
Is that Kirsty or Anushka?
both. No, it's fine. Continue.
But
continue on.
sorry, that's my. Anyway, if he's baby or not, if he's weaker than before, we should capitalize on that.
Agree entirely. I want to get that book after all. If it's easier to get that book now, then, well, so be it.
Do you know where it would be? How much
All
time
I
do we
know,
have?
well, I know that it's on his person. I don't know if it will be at this point, but it's important, so I would assume so. And we've got about 5 hours.
Or
What?
For?
How long have we been talking for?
4 and some change, but just not 5.
To hurry up.
Understand.
That guy took a long time to explain that handbook.
Ah, okay.
It's been like 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Okay, fair.
Well, at least one of us
Time.
sort of understands it.
Hey, I just thought of this. What does Haffron in the jar
under
look like?
him?
What does Half in the jar look like? She ain't here.
Oh.
Or just like thinks about that, grabs a jar, holds it up like, I'll say them.
Oh, the
You see us at Joey and Garlene like walk up to you guys and go shh, and he walks back to his post.
Yeah, watch it, Thunderhead.
Oh my god.
If it wasn't for the voice, I would punch you right now because it's a very funny voice.
To punch him anyway.
I'll
I
save
never
it for
even thought
later.
you could make that voice, Alessandro. It is very
It's the funniest fucking voice I've ever heard.
I'm a
right.
master of the
That
arts.
is.
I always was a
Sure.
thespian.
Right, sure.
Good insight.
Mhm.
But yes, holds up the empty jar that used to have Haffron in it. Problem.
Would that be the fairy woman?
Mm-hmm. She's
Probably on the ferry.
Yeah, I just don't like that she's not in the jar.
That's it. That's an improvement.
Yeah, for the time being. I
Yeah.
suppose. Although it's a weird thing because if she would be on the ferry, Sicilian Prime is presumably off doing things, but Selena's here. If everyone's teleporting to where they would be if they were here at this time, wouldn't Selena go to the lighthouse?
Just built different.
Yeah, she does. She's attached
Oh wait,
to
yeah,
a
she's
massive
not
big
human.
guy, so yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Dude,
we're
what
getting
we
a
would
bit
have done for
sidetracked.
So
her
baffled.
changed her enough that
She doesn't count as the same thing.
yeah.
Mhm.
Potentially.
Maybe she doesn't exist yet. Maybe the first thing in the tower was like her mother or something. Quote
Or
unquote
maybe
mother.
she's linked to the lunar fracture in some way.
Maybe.
I mean, she did
But
detect it.
regardless. Regardless of who's where and why, I would like to investigate those wisps in the air, see where they're leading.
Yes, that is a good place to start. For
They
that,
did seem to be following us, so keep an eye out for that.
I'm also very interested in ganking Sukani if at all possible. We'll wait for Wasuchi to.
Do we want to have a group of us go after the wisps and a group of us study the whole experiment that's going to happen? So we
Well,
can at
if
least
it is
understand
following
it.
us, we can find out if it is. Let's do that.
As soon as you say a group of people study, Vaso and Frisk they take a step back.
I did my time. I ain't doing homework no more.
Yeah. I think
They're
Anushka
just
probably
like
joins us
study.
for
No.
Oriana kind of like pans over the group and realizes there's like 2 people
It's
here.
just you.
No, it's not her. She's not. Well, she's kind of the study type, but like not in this field. This field is
You're the only one willing to do it.
God
Wait a
damn
minute,
it. How does
wait
she
a minute.
volunteer herself
Like-
for homework?
I think
Hold
it
on a
was like
second.
I'm keeping Delvit. I'm keeping Blair. If that's happening.
The hell you are.
Remember- guys, do you remember when we first met Thurgist, what he said to us?
That was like a month ago. What did you say?
No, dude, that
That we
was
have
like
been-
that was like 300 years in the future, dude. What do you mean?
So of course we don't
That
remember.
we
It
had
hasn't
been-
happened.
That we had been foretold. By what? By who?
Or you think we left a note here for?
Or
Him?
or we met him and told him. If
Interesting.
this is back in time, like actually back in time, there's a chance that we might have told them about us, about what's happening.
Oh.
What are you, high?
Yes.
Well, he's honest.
Considering.
Okay, so do we want to like send
As
a
are all men
message,
of
or-
faith. It's called rapture.
Pass the censor.
So do we want to send a message to him, or have someone travel over there quickly, or?
Right now, the fellow said he's with Tajani.
Oh, I completely blanked on that.
And this other Tershi someone lady.
Tertiana.
Right.
He didn't say that they're together right now. It's just that they're both sort of like the upper heads of the project.
They're
Mhm.
around.
Oh, my mistake.
They you don't want to be caught slacking if they walk around, just like a manager at work.
I forgot
guess
that.
But they are actually.
What's his name? Almeric? I
Emmerich.
forgot the. Emmerich.
Emmerich.
I forgot that was the Thurgis name. So yeah, I didn't react when I. Yeah, he's here.
He was an ally in the future. Might be a point to figure out if he's an ally right now.
So might be worth the gamble.
Right? Do?
Well, let's investigate where this wisp is going first, and then we might seek out Emmerich.
Okay, that's fine. Good start.
Sounds good to me.
I'm definitely going in the Wisp group though, not the homework.
I don't think we should split up.
No, nor do I.
We have different rankings. If somebody pulls rank on one of y'all, could be an issue.
Pulls rank on me. Eugene P. Hufflebottom.
Ah, nothing was
Oh my
again.
god.
Boss just gets chuckling himself.
With the 6 save from earlier, yeah, Orianis.
Can't I just enjoy being like the highest ranked person here for once? Because that very rarely happens.
If you
If we do get back
pull
to-
rank on
You
people,
do realize
probably
we're
have to
here because
do
of you.
things.
Yeah, I know, but let me enjoy the moment.
So
You're gonna have to tell me about your thespian adventures at some point. I'm intrigued.
Oh, I might even oblige you. So,
you guys began following the wisps.
This is
Mhm.
too many S's.
This is